What's going on, everybody? My name is Cody, and though it has been quite a while since I've uploaded a video, this is the reason why. I've been pouring my entire life lately into this game besides work and play and, you know, all that kind of good stuff that I'm not going to mention in polite society. I welcome you to the pros and cons of the newest addition to ARK Survival Evolved, known as Gigantopithecus or Gigantopithecus, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I also refer to it as Yeti, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or if I was playing Call of Duty, as some 12-year-old that fornicated with it would call it my mother. Now, this is a pros and cons list, so I'm going to try to be very quick with it. Anyway, what can this guy do? First of all, his stats are usually pretty high right out the gate, and mine being near pinnacle power at this point will be able to demonstrate that he's got the ability to pretty much donkey punch anything he wants and not really have any regrets at all. No f***s to give whatsoever. So, let's see. Where am I on the map? I am currently in the area known as Oasis by many a player, and what are we doing? We're going to go ahead and let my stamina build up, and in the meantime, I will show you my stats. As a level 139, Jack Lynx here has over 2,300 hit points, which is about middle of the road as far as creatures this size, and his has been roughly that since I got him. His stamina is 780, which I have not bothered to increase whatsoever, because that is just fine for a creature of this type, because all he does really is battle tank and hit and runs, which he doesn't need much more stamina than that. His oxygen, I have no reason to change his oxygen levels at all, so they stayed at 390 from the word go. His food level has not changed at all since I got him. He has 3,150, food capacity, and that serves just fine, especially when he's running. You just have to keep his fuel tank going, which we'll get to that point in a minute. His weight capacity is about average for a creature his size, so don't expect very great things out of him. But he's great if you want to go out and do what I'm doing with egg hunting. His melee damage has been the stat I've solely increased aside from movement speed, and he has a whopping 1,164.6 attack power, which means he can pretty much one-shot anything up to about a level 40 unless it has unusual stat power. His movement speed is 108.7, and his topor is 12,254.5. Now, I got this guy when he was about level 100, so I put in about 40 levels, so I'm relatively close to getting my cap. Now, on this server, we have a 2.5 times increase to experience gains, but it also has a little bit higher than average difficulty. It's about on par, maybe even a little bit higher than a standard server. So we'll take into consideration his attack power being a factor. He has the ability to take most creatures, including alphas, which I really hope I run into one so I could demonstrate how fast he can go through it. And if I can't find one in this video, I will show in a future video how to take out an alpha and what to do when you take out an alpha, and why you should even go up against an alpha in the first place. So moving on to the pros and cons, aside the fact that he's reasonably fast and very durable for a primate. By the way, he is the very first primate that we have received in this game aside from the human race, and that is fantastic. He bolsters not only size, but he also gives you the ability to have reach, and he doesn't require you to have a saddle, so that's fantastic as well because you can save your precious resources. With his monstrous attack power, this Spinosaur in front of us should be a relatively easy match, because anybody that plays this game realizes early game that Spinosaurs are absolutely terrifying. What level is he? Okay, level 52. So as you can see, I can take on pretty much the nasty up until the Alpha Raptor, Alpha Rex, and the Alpha Carno were introduced. Now onto the what I would refer to as negative side of things. He is not as fast as he could be as far as a predator. A raptor could still outrun him. Therefore, it's easy to get behind him and attack from behind long enough to cause some level of damage if you have a high stat raptor like Bruiser here. He can't jump. That's another main problem that I have with him. And his alternate fire button is he flings you like a midget. Very helpful to get over a wall, but otherwise I don't recommend using it because all it does is cause injury. So anyway, other flaws with this character. I really feel that he is not scaled properly, as I can easily tank pretty much anything at this point. and that kind of takes away from the game just a little bit. So in a few updates, I'm sure that they're going to either buff everything else or lower his power just a little bit. But other than that, he's a fantastic creature if they just add the ability to jump like a good primate should. So other features that would be interesting. You can easily tame him if you are able to get a hold of Titan boa eggs, which you can find in pretty much any of the caves that are on the ground, not in the water. Obviously, I haven't discovered a single Titan boa inside of a cave that was underwater, so don't even bother with that one. He is tamed in the exact same way that you would tame a dolphin. You put mejoberries or a kibble into the back or to the 0 key slot or your very last key slot, whichever one you set your keyboard up to. And within about 5 to 6, you can tame one about as high as mine was when I tamed him at about level 98 to 100. Now the problem is getting a hold of Titan boa eggs can be a daunting task, so I highly recommend you get yourself a raptor and then go and do it. So that's another problem to have altogether. Other than that, he is a very well-rounded character if you want just raw power and destructive fury, and I've already scared quite a few people with this guy as I tanked 2 Spinos followed by an Alpha Raptor in a single blast, and I didn't get hurt. These guys were panicking a little bit because they thought I was a baddie, and I had to promise them that I was not a baddie. So anyway guys, that is going to conclude this video showcasing the Spinosaurus slaying, Alpha eating, Titanomera squashing, you get the idea, Sasquatch, Gigantopithecus. I'm never going to be able to get that word right, I'm pretty sure. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, and be sure to comment and have a discussion about what you think you would like to build into this guy or what I should have built into this guy. And I will see you guys in the next video, so you guys have a good one. Gigantopithecus? Gigantopithecus. Bigfoot. Son of a bitch.